Hello everybody, this is Verdict and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by to check the video. Now, on this channel we talk about everything that has to do with retribution and protection in World of Warcraft Classic, and we're going to continue that for the Burning Crusade. So if you think this content might be something that you're interested in, then please, by all means, don't hesitate to subscribe, like the video so you get the entire shabazz. Also, we do have a Paladin Theorycraft Discord exclusively for Classic where you can learn a lot of things. We have so many great players inside. Please do check it out down below in the description. It's called the Paladin Compendium Classic. So, with that being said, 113.7. Oh my god, what a wait it has been for this. And I can't tell you how excited I am. Now, just to run through what really happened, 113.7 on the PTR gave us goosebumps because we could seal twist 2 different seal ranks and we produced 2 hits of seal of command per swing and things like that. But of course, that's fixed. Now, let's talk about what came to live. So, with the new seal twisting, you'll see on top of your buff list a new thing. Upon switching from Seal of Righteousness to Seal of Command, you'll notice 2 seals at the same time. Now, yes, it's considered a buff, but Blizzard added a new thing such as low prio buffs, which won't push out important consumables and such, so for now I do think that we're actually safe. Kind of. Don't quote me on this. I hope we're safe. It came out just today. So, let's get into the testing, and to be fair with you guys, I did a lot of it. Now, bear in mind, for the first time ever, you could seal twist vice versa. You could seal twist Seal of Righteousness plus Seal of Command and Seal of Command plus Seal of Righteousness. You don't need to take into consideration which one you put up first, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So the star for this build, really, or this seal twisting, is not really the damage that comes from the Seal of Righteousness and Seal of Command. Now, bear in mind, Seal of Righteousness does not increase the proc per minute for Seal of Command. Seal of Righteousness cannot proc it. So essentially, we still have the 7 ppm, and we still have the Seal of Righteousness separately. This is really all about your weapon's effect and its enchant. Essentially, if you run a proc per minute weapon, such as Sulfurous or an Ashbringer, you're definitely going to feel the proc per minute near triple, or maybe even go above triple. Now, not just that, if you run with a fairy weapon and a life stealing, we're talking it's something around the lines of 15 to 16 proc per minute for fairy weapon and life stealing. That is because you get 6 ppm for both, and Seal of Righteousness is also 6 ppm, and Seal of Command plus Judgment of Command is kind of 3 to 4 ppm, really dependable. So it results into something like 15-ish proc per minute for fairy weapon and life stealing, of course. Now, I need to talk about one thing, however. I found a few things for Crusader that I perhaps didn't know, or they're brand new. Sorry. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure if Crusader is worth with this build because I never could get the desired hard uptime. What I mean is that it could be because Crusader has an internal cooldown of 15 seconds, like over its duration you can't refresh it. I am not entirely sure. I really have no clue. But unfortunately, Crusader remained with fantastically low uptime. Like, I still got the usual 35% uptime, like 40% uptime on Crusader as a Paladin, which is that's really sad, to be fair with you. Now, aside of Crusader, let's talk about Trinkets. Now, Trinkets are still meh. Bear in mind, Seal of Righteousness does not proc Trinkets. It's pretty much going to be the same thing, but with this build, we're looking at Seal of Righteousness rank 3 in its potential with the Zandalari Hero Charm. Yes, we're swinging with a slow two-hander, but we're looking at the Seal of Righteousness rank 3 and its full potential, because rank 8 is expensive just to seal twist, and not just that, it's better to save mana than spend mana. This also means that most likely you are not interested into the improved Seal of Righteousness talent simply because it increases only the base damage, so I'm just letting you know, you might not even want to pick that up. I personally run with Divine Strength and Intellect so that we could get more, so that we can get into a longer fight, or at least that's what I plan on doing. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the other side of the trinket. Scrolls of Blinding Light and Kiss of the Spider. Well, my dear friends, it's really poor. See, Scrolls of Blinding Light and Kiss of the Spider speed up your weapon faster than 3 seconds. In Classic WoW, the global cooldown is 1.5. Essentially, you need to have the very least 3-second interval in order for you to seal twist properly. And with these trinkets, you're going to hurt seal twisting. Now, I'm not sure, even if you hurt it or not, it's going to be better. I personally believe that no matter how we look at it, it's still going to be better, both of these trinkets to be ran, but it's up for the people who have it to test. Unfortunately, I have just scrolls. I had an unpleasant time of testing with it. I find it to be lackluster for this particular seal twist thing, let's just call it. Now, I tried this both ways, both Seal of Righteousness and Seal of Command, and Seal of Command and Seal of Righteousness. Now, for some reason, Seal of Command and Seal of Righteousness felt really clunky. Like, it felt unreliable. I noticed a drop down in the Seal of Command uptime. I saw that it has something like a 20% type of proc. For some reason, the tests which I did were really clunky. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but just, be prepared to feel a little bit uncomfortable placing Seal of Command before Seal of Righteousness with this. So, that's not just the first seal twisting. Of course, we have Seal of Command and Seal of the Crusader, and Seal of the Crusader and Seal of Command. Now, bear in mind, guys, this is kind of dead. I couldn't reproduce it properly. The reason is the snapshot, or basically the buffer on top of your pretty much buffs list, did not really happen. It just doesn't work. Now, if you Seal of Command after if you Seal of the Crusader after Seal of Commands, it does actually snapshot. It does leave the buffer, but the original Seal of the Crusader, with Seal of Command, unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. Technically, it does if you could seal twist with a 20 millisecond, but you need to be a god to do that. And of course, we're talking about something that is no longer reliable, but also Seal of the Crusader with Seal of Command was unreliable to begin with. And to be fair, it felt like a waste of time. So yeah, that's one of the things. Now, let's talk about the other seals. That would be Wisdom, Justice, and Lipe. Nope, they're done. Unfortunately, they don't snapshot. They don't leave a buffer for some reason. I do not know why, but yeah, they're kind of dead. Now, what's all this do? What all this do? Will we have a stat weight change? Will we have a meta change? Well, let's first and foremost talk about a few things. Shadow Oil got buffed, boy. Let me tell you, I was hoping for this for such a long time. Now, Shadow Oil still has the 8-second cooldown, but this time around, it can proc while being in the global cooldown, which means that a Paladin could still use Shadow Oil. Now, this is fantastic news because Shadow Oil is still better than Frost Oil, even for Hybrid Red, and especially if you can proc it on every 8-second window, then we're looking at something absolutely fantastic. And the coolest thing about it is that if you have if you have the right rotation, every 8-second window will have a super high chance to proc. Reason for that is, on every 8-second window, you most likely will have a auto attack with a Seal of Righteousness and a Judgment, because Judgment's cooldown is exactly that. So we're looking at something that is going to be able for the players, essentially to be exploited. And I mean, of course, the proc chance of Shadow Oil. It could be anywhere up to 60% on these 8-second intervals. So we're looking at a 3.8 weapon, of course, optimally. And we are looking also into landing that Judgment on every hit, pretty much, onto that. Now, Frost Oil is also most likely going to be better than 2% crit stone. Just letting you know, Frost Oil, if you have like a 40% chance to proc Frost Oil, up to 40% chance to proc Frost Oil, then it's good. But I still think that Shadow Oil is going to pick up over the rest. Now, the biggest change that this is going to bring is that Consecration will drop out of rotation. Thank you, Blizzard, for this. I cannot stress enough how shit Consecration feels like. Unfortunately, Consecration is not worth the damage for its mana. If Consecration was 100 mana, then it would be absolutely fine. But with a Seal of Righteousness rank 3, it just is better. It's going to deliver more damage in the long term with its procs, with everything that it does, with Vengeance, all of the shabazz, with a lot of spell damage, Flask, you get it. Seal of Righteousness twisting with Seal of Command is going to be better than spamming Consecration with Seal of Command. And I absolutely love this. We save a lot of mana, my friends. Now, let's talk about Strength, Agility versus Spell Damage. Tricky one. Really tricky. Now, you need to understand, Vengeance is king. Do not forget that. Vengeance is our boy. And I seriously don't believe that spell power will push off strength. We're still going to use 1% attack speed on legs and helm, of course. At least I think so. Just because it fits the build really nice. Bear in mind, we want to auto attack as much as possible. And if we can auto attack 2% faster, let's just get it, right? But for the weapon enchant, I personally believe that Fairy Weapon and Crusader are kind of 50-50. Even though Crusader acts really weird, I still think that they're on 50-50. Not just that, in raid, especially in raids, we're looking at Fairy Weapon delivering 50 damage per proc, and you have every 8 seconds you have the odds of landing 4 hits, and you can proc this and you can deliver these insane hits. You can just these insane proc per minutes. Not just that, as I said earlier with Seal of Righteousness, a proc per minute weapon is going to be better. So with that being said, I have no clue whether or not Crusader is going to overpower Fairy Weapon and Naxxramas and AQ40, but, you know, it's still up for the people who could test this to actually do so. I just report what could happen, essentially theory crafting onto it. So, we really do not know yet. A lot of things remain to be tested. This is a brand new seal twisting thing. I covered as much as I could for the day one. The moment something happens, you will learn from me. Trust and believe, my friends. I will not let you down. So, that was all that we could do for now, my friends. Amazing patch finally came through. Also, the new login screen for the TBC, we're getting prepared, guys. They're literally putting us on the roost. So, you guys have a wonderful end of the day, or a day, whatever you are. And yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for sticking by. Have a good one. Take care.